Stuck with a Roku remote and can't find the pairing button? Or maybe you're dealing with a remote that won't connect because there's no Wi-Fi. In this video, I'll dive into how you can sync your Roku remote effortlessly without needing a pairing button or Wi-Fi connection. If you find this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical guides just like this one. Alright, let's get started with syncing your Roku remote. First things first, you'll need to check if your remote has a pairing button. Grab your remote and flip it over. Go ahead and slide open the back cover where the batteries are. You'll want to look carefully on the side or just under the battery compartment. Sometimes, the pairing button can be tucked away in these areas. If you find a button there, that's your pairing button. If you do find one, you'll want to press and hold it for a few seconds until you see the pairing light start to flash. This indicates that your remote is now in pairing mode, and you can follow the on-screen instructions on your Roku device to complete the connection. If there's no button, don't worry, we'll cover what to do next without it. If your Roku remote doesn't have a pairing button, it's likely an IR, infrared, remote, which means it communicates with your TV through a direct line of sight rather than Bluetooth. Let's get it set up. First, you'll need to remove the batteries from the remote. Just slide open the battery compartment, take the batteries out, and then put them back in. This simple step can sometimes reset any minor glitches and get your remote communicating with your Roku device right away. Remember, since it's an IR remote, you'll need to point it directly at the TV for it to work properly. Make sure there are no obstacles blocking the path between your remote and the TV's IR receiver. Now, let's talk about a common misconception. Some of you might think your remote could be Bluetooth capable and try to pair it using Bluetooth methods. For example, you might hold down the back and home buttons at the same time and wait for a green blinking light, which usually indicates the remote is in Bluetooth searching mode. However, remember, if your remote didn't have a pairing button as we checked earlier, it's an IR remote, and this Bluetooth pairing method won't work for it. This step is only relevant for those who have a different model of Roku remote that supports Bluetooth. So, if you tried this and nothing happened, don't worry, it's expected for IR remotes. Let's focus on what works for your specific type of remote. Ensuring your IR remote is functioning correctly involves a couple of simple checks. First, let's make sure your batteries are fresh and installed correctly. Take a moment to open the battery compartment, remove the batteries, and check if they're still good. Maybe even replace them with new ones just to be certain. When you put them back in, make sure that the positive and negative ends match the markings inside the compartment. It's crucial because incorrect placement can prevent your remote from working. Next, we'll verify that the IR emitter on your remote is actually sending signals. Grab your smartphone and open the camera app. Point the remote's end, where the IR emitter is located, directly at the camera and press any button on the remote. You should see a light or a flicker on your smartphone screen if the emitter is working. This light is usually invisible to the naked eye, so using your camera is a neat trick to check functionality. If you see the light, your remote is in working condition and should be able to communicate with your Roku device as long as there's nothing blocking the path between them. If your Roku remote still isn't responding after checking the batteries and IR signal, it might need some more in-depth troubleshooting. First, let's tackle any common issues like jammed buttons or dirt. Sometimes buttons can get stuck or fail to make contact because of grime buildup. You can start by pressing each button firmly several times. This can help loosen any stuck buttons. To further clean the remote, remove the batteries and press the power button for about 10 seconds to discharge any residual power. This can sometimes reset minor electronic glitches. Next, ensure there's nothing blocking the path between your remote and the TV. IR remotes need a clear line of sight to communicate with the television. Make sure there are no objects in front of the IR sensor on the TV, and try repositioning yourself closer or at different angles to see if it helps the remote's signal reach the TV. For remotes that are still not functioning properly after these steps, you might need to go a bit deeper by disassembling the remote. This should be done carefully to avoid damaging the internal components. Use a suitable screwdriver to open the remote's case gently. Once open, you can clean around the buttons and the circuit board with a soft, dry cloth or use compressed air to blow away any dust and debris. Be gentle and make sure everything is dry and properly aligned before you reassemble the remote and try using it again. This kind of thorough cleaning can resolve issues that surface-level cleaning can't fix. That's it for this video on how to sync your Roku remote without a pairing button or Wi-Fi. I hope these troubleshooting steps help you get your remote up and running smoothly. Have any questions, or did these methods work for you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.